Hi, Composition 2, 1302 students. I wanted to make a quick video and orient you to Canvas and then go over a quick lesson that we're going to do this week. So anytime you're logging into Canvas from home or anywhere, you want to make sure that you're on the Cisco College page and that you click on Canvas. Don't try to go in through Google. That won't work. So click on the Canvas link, log in, find our course, which is Composition 2 E2. And here you'll find a welcome letter, which you need to read with some valuable information. Make sure you read all of that. Make sure you read everything I post because there's information there you need. And then every week we will work through modules. So make sure you click on modules, and that will break down week by week for all 5 weeks that we're in this course. So week 1, July 5th through the 11th, that's Sunday through Saturday. I've got 7 steps outlined here. From class introductions to your first assignment, which is to write the first essay introduction, so 1 paragraph. You need to complete all of this by end of day 7/11, which is, that's a Saturday. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. My dog's drinking water. Hopefully you can't hear that. Anyway, class introductions, introduce yourself. This video is housed here, along with an introduction video to me. Some library database instructions. Any source that you use in your paper, and you will be required to use sources, you need to go in through the library database to find those sources, just to make sure that they're legitimate. There's lots of cruddy information out there on the internet, so do not use Google. Use library database. Cisco's library database. That's how to get in there. Essay 1 prompt. It's important to note we are not writing the full essay this week, only the introduction, but the prompt is there under step 4. Step 5 kind of jogs your memory about outlining, making sure that you're gathering ideas, you're brainstorming, and that you're organizing those thoughts before you actually start writing. It's not for a grade, but it's imperative that you do that. And then step 6 are this week's PowerPoints. There's one on introductions, one on essay verbs. And then step 7 is the actual assignment due this week, which is your essay 1 introduction. But let's go in here. This PowerPoint, it's actually a PDF that I've converted, is about essay introductions. So how to introduce your essays. And this one is about essay prompts and how, in particular, you guys need to pay attention to the verb or the action word in the prompt to make sure that you're doing that in your essays. I can get this to open. There we go. Okay, so essay prompts. This is really short and sweet, so just bear with me. Pay attention to the verb in your essay prompt. Verbs are action words, remember, so what is this essay asking you to do? You might be asked to describe something, argue or persuade, compare and contrast, to analyze or evaluate. What you will probably never be asked to do in a college level essay is to only summarize something, to go into the databases, take other people's ideas, put them in your own words, and boom, you're done. No, it's not about parroting information or summarizing or paraphrasing only, although you will summarize some in your essays, but not through the whole thing. So make sure you're not only summarizing. If you're asked to describe something, you're giving an account of something, including characteristics of it that are relevant, qualities, sensory details, whatever it is. If we were to describe this apple in an essay, we would write about its sensory details, right? Its color, its taste, how it looks, how it feels, how it smells, how it, anything to do with the 5 senses, right? We're asked to describe, so that's what we're going to do. If we're asked to persuade the audience, the reader, persuade means to cause the reader to do something that we want them to do, or to think how we think about a particular issue or topic or idea. So, and you do that through reasoning and argument. You argue your point. It's not merely describing or summarizing, you're persuading. We're trying to sell the apple in this case. So that might include some description, some summary, but then also we need to sell it and make sure that that we're doing that in the essay. If we're comparing and contrasting something, some essays call for this. We're indicating what's like about it and what's dissimilar about 2 different things, sometimes more than 2 things. In this case, 2 apples, right? So they're alike in that they're both round-ish and they're both apples and they're both sweet. But they're different in that one is green, one is red, one is grown in Washington, one is grown in Massachusetts or wherever they grow apples. So we're comparing and contrasting. We're not merely describing, we're not merely summarizing the green apple and the red apple. We're doing what the essay called for. We're comparing how they're alike and we're contrasting how they're different. If we're asked to analyze something, then we're asked to examine it, to explain it, to interpret it, right? We break it down into parts. We're not merely describing or summarizing the apple. Finally, if you're asked to evaluate something in an essay, look at the root word of evaluate, which is value. You're giving value to something. You're reviewing it or assessing it. So here, if we're asked to evaluate the apple, we might write that it tastes great, it's tart and sweet in equal measure, but also it was a little mushy. So here's what's bad about it, right? We're reviewing the apple. Now we're evaluating. We're not merely summarizing or describing, we're giving value to it. So make sure whatever essay you're writing for whatever class that you're adhering to the prompt. And in particular, sorry about that, you are doing what the verb of the essay prompt asks you to do. Okay, if you have any questions about this or anything about Canvas, about the course, please feel free to email me. I'll get back to you within a day, usually unless it's the weekend. Sometimes I don't check my mail on weekends. But there are no dumb questions. Feel free to ask me. I look forward to getting to know you guys and hope you have a great few weeks in this class.